Good morning. Good morning. This is now good. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Janet Kaplan, and I am a member of this congregation and your worship associate today. On behalf of Reverend Dave Dunn, today's speaker, UUMAN's own Ash Battistelli, am I pronouncing that right? Okay. Intern Minister Liz Martin, Director of Religious Exploration, Lexi T. Brown. I'm not sure I see her here. Our music director, Alice Peach, and the greeters and technical team that are making today's live stream possible. I would like to welcome you to the Unitarian Universalist Metro Atlanta North Congregation, which we lovingly call UUMAN. UUMAN is, in case you didn't know this, is a liberal faith community with the mission to nurture our spirit, strive for justice, and transform the world. No matter who you are, whom you love, or where you are on your spiritual journey, all are welcome here. Welcome to all that are joining us remotely. For any visitors who are here with us for the first time, and if you're comfortable doing so, would you please stand and tell us your name and where you're from so that we can get to know you better. Are there any visitors on my right? No? Okay. Visitors on my left. Any new folks? Please stand and tell us your name. All right, welcome, welcome. Anybody else? Okay, now we joyfully welcome children and families in worship. The sounds of children are part of a living congregation. For busy hands of all ages, kids, there's a fidget corner in the back. And for grown kids, you gotta sit here. Can't go fidget. Okay, nursery care for babies and toddlers is available and opens up before the service begins. After the Wandering Time story, children will be sung out to Children's Chapel in Fellowship Hall. And here come our announcements. I keep moving away from this, but I assume it's projecting. It's coming through, right? So, are you interested in joining your fellow humans for a hike or other outdoor adventure? We are kicking off a new group for that today. Please join Outdoor Humans for sandwiches and cookies on the front porch after second hour today. Let us know what kind of outdoor activities you're interested in and help us create a schedule for the next few months. Please see Brooke Adler for more information. Okay, there she is, Brooke Adler. Again, that's today on the front porch at noon. Here comes another announcement. Please join us for a live viewing of the 2026 WARE Lecture, W-A-R-E, lecture at UUMAN next Saturday, June 20th at 8 p.m. in Fellowship Hall. This year's speaker is the Right Reverend Marion Bood, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, Bishop of the Episcopal Diocese of Washington. See Jennifer Radcliffe, Social Justice Co-Chair, for more information. Jennifer, are you here? Well, she's busy doing these important things. Okay, our summer solstice picnic is also next Saturday, June 20th, from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Azalea Park in Roswell, not here, Azalea Park. We'll have items for grilling. Bring your favorite sides, fixins, and desserts with labels of any allergens, and we hope to see you there. And now let us greet one another with the hand of friendship. right, now, for those of you that have brought sunglasses, please keep them tucked away for now. Okay, mine are tucked away. Don't want you seeing anything unpleasant with those. How about this? Close your ears, Ash. Before Ash gets up here, let's play a quick game of Simon Says. That's been a long time since you've played that, right? Ready? Are you ready? Simon says, cover your eyes, but not with sunglasses. Simon says, stop covering your eyes. Simon says, cover your ears and say, la, 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 I can't hear you. Simon says, stop covering your ears and be silent. Simon says, cover your mouth. And Simon says, stop covering your mouth. Ooh, it was more difficult when I was a kid playing that game. Now, wasn't that fun? If anyone gets up here and tells you to question authority, I want you to remember how fun it was to follow the rules and do what you're told. Oh, I didn't know that was a joke. I didn't know that. And keep those sunglasses off of your face, please. And now let us light our chalice together. I don't think we found a chalice lighter. I forgot to do that. We kindle light, and with it possibility, that we are more than the sum of our parts, that the world is more than a problem to solve, that illumination is more than simple flame. We light the chalice and open to possibility. And now we're about to sing hymn number 361, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. Please rise as you are able and join us in singing the hymn. Number 361. This is the time in our service where children, young and old, are invited to the front for our time for all ages. Come on up. After the story, children are invited to exit into Fellowship Hall for Children's Chapel for the remainder of the service. If this is your child's first time attending Children's Chapel, please walk them to Fellowship Hall. After service, second hour summer RE programming will take place there, Fellowship Hall. This is Miriam Patanian.
Hey, everybody. Good morning. So I have a question for you all. How many of you at your house have a comfy chair? Yeah? Yeah, a chair that it's your favorite chair, or maybe it's your parents' favorite chair that they like to sit in. Yeah. I have a favorite chair too. This story is about a chair. It's called A Chair for My Mother by Vera B. Williams. My mother works as a waitress in the Blue Tile Diner. After school sometimes, I go to meet her there. Then her boss, Josephine, gives me a job too. I wash the salts and peppers and I fill the ketchups. One time I peeled all the onions for the onion soup. When I finish, Josephine says, "Good work, honey," and pays me. And every time I put half of my money into the jar. Look at the size of that jar. It is big. It takes a long time to fill a jar this big. Every day when my mother comes home from work, I take down the jar. My mama empties all her change from tips out of her purse for me to count. Then we push all of the coins into the jar. Sometimes my mama is laughing when she comes home from work. Sometimes she is so tired she falls asleep while I count the money out into piles. Some days she has lots of tips. Some days she has only a little. Then she looks worried. But each evening, every single shiny coin goes into the jar. Do any of you have a jar where you save any coins?
I got a piggy bank.
You have a piggy bank? Yeah.
I have a piggy bank that's shaped as Spider-Man.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. A Spider-Man piggy bank? I like that. Yeah.
I have a Peter Rabbit piggy bank.
Ooh, a Peter Rabbit piggy bank. That's fun. We sit in the kitchen to count the tips. Usually Grandma sits with us too. While we count, she likes to hum. Often she has money in her old leather wallet for us. Whenever she gets a good bargain on tomatoes or bananas or something she buys, she puts by the savings and they go into the jar. When we can't get a single other coin into the jar, we are going to take out all the money and go buy a chair. Yes, a chair. A wonderful, beautiful, fat, soft armchair. We will get one covered in velvet with roses all over it. We are going to get the best chair in the whole world. That is because our old chairs burned up. There was a big fire in our other house. All of our chairs burned. So did our sofa, and so did everything else. That wasn't such a long time ago. That's really sad, isn't it? My mother and I were coming home from buying new shoes. I had new sandals. She had new pumps. We were walking to our house from the bus. We were looking at everyone's tulips. She was saying she liked red tulips, and I was saying I liked yellow ones. Then we came to our block. Right outside our house stood two big fire engines. I could see lots of smoke. Tall orange flames came out of the roof. All the neighbors stood in a bunch across the street. Mama grabbed my hand and we ran. My Uncle Sandy saw us and ran to us. Mama yelled, "Where's Mother?" I yelled, "Where's my grandma?" My Aunt Ida waved and shouted, "She's here, she's okay, don't worry." Grandma was all right. Our cat was safe too, though it took a while to find her, but everything else in our whole house was spoiled. What was left of the house was turned to charcoal and ashes. We went to stay with my mother's sister, Aunt Ida, and Uncle Sandy. Then we were able to move into the apartment downstairs. We painted the walls yellow, the floors were all shiny, but the rooms were very empty. The first day we moved in, the neighbors brought pizza and cake and ice cream, and they brought a lot of other things too. The family across the street brought a table and 3 kitchen chairs. The very old man next door gave us a bed from when his children were little. My other grandpa brought us his beautiful rug. My mother's other sister, Sally, had made us red and white curtains. Mama's boss, Josephine, brought pots and pans, silverware and dishes. My cousin brought me her own stuffed bear. Everyone clapped when my grandma made a speech. "You are all the kindest people," she said, "and we thank you very much. It is lucky we are young and can start all over." Now look at that jar. What does that mean? It's time to get a chair, it's full. That was last year, but we still have no sofa and no big chairs. When Mama comes home, her feet hurt. "There's no good place for me to take a load off my feet," she says. When Grandma wants to sit back and hum and cut up potatoes, she has to get as comfortable as she can on a hard kitchen chair. So that is how come Mama brought home the biggest jar she could find at the diner, and all the coins started to go into the jar. Now the jar is too heavy for me to lift down. Uncle Sandy gave me a quarter. He had to boost me up so I could put it in. After supper, Mama and Grandma and I stood in front of the jar. "Well, I never would have believed it, but I guess it's full," Mama said. My mother brought home little paper wrappers for the nickels and the dimes and the quarters. I counted them all out and wrapped them all up. On my Mother's Day off, we took all the coins to the bank. The bank exchanged them for $10 bills. Then we took the bus downtown to shop for our chair. We shopped through 4 furniture stores. We tried out big chairs and smaller ones, high chairs and low chairs, soft chairs and harder ones. Grandma said she felt like Goldilocks in the 3 bears trying out all the chairs. Finally, we found the chair we were all dreaming of, and the money in the jar was enough to pay for it. We called Aunt Ida and Uncle Sandy. They came right down in their pickup truck to drive the chair home for us. They knew we couldn't wait for it to be delivered. I tried out our chair in the back of the truck. Mama wouldn't let me sit there while we drove, but they let me sit in it while they carried it up to the door. We set the chair right beside the window with the red and white curtains. Grandma and Mama and I sat in it while Aunt Ida took our picture. Now Grandma sits in it and talks with people going by in the daytime. Mama sits down and watches the news on TV when she comes home from her job. After supper, I sit with her, and she can reach right up and turn out the light if I fall asleep in her lap. The end.
At this point in our service, we share our joys with each other to magnify them and our sorrows to divide the weight of their pain. If you are so moved, please feel free to come forward, state your name, and drop a pebble in the bowl and express a joy or sorrow that you may have. For those of you attending via live stream, if you have a joy or a sorrow that you would like to share this morning, please type it in the chat.
Hi, I'm Steve Allerton. I have a pebble of joy for the New York Knicks. With apologies to the person out there with the Texas license plate. But really, especially, I have a joy for Mike Brown, the head coach, who's sort of been standing on the sidelines of coaching, so to speak, for a good number of years. And that win is for him, too.
I'm Don Gross. This is a pebble of sorrow and remembrance for two members of my extended family that I lost this past week. One of them was a first cousin, Ruby Mae. We grew up together. Our houses were in close proximity, and we did a lot of kid things together. She was almost like a sister. And the other was another close neighbor whose great-grandson's wife passed away at age 30. They think lupus was a problem with that. But again, this is sorrow and remembrance for them.
Hi, good morning. I'm Martin Podorowski. I'm a member of this congregation. I have a pebble of joy this morning. One of my aunts who was down in Florida was diagnosed with an early stage of liver cancer earlier this year, but just this month got to completed a course of radiation therapy for it, and got to ring the bell. It sounds like it was a positive outcome for her treatment, so it's a pebble for joy and continued healing and recovery.
All right, so I have joy about our new members who are so energetic. A couple weeks ago, I sat down and with them, and I didn't realize I was crashing a planning party. They were talking about restarting our coffee house. We've got a hiking group starting this afternoon, and we have a Rummy Cube game night coming up this Friday. It's all because of these new members, so congratulations to them.
That's awesome. I love Rummy Cube. I don't know who's starting that, but that's amazing. My name's Kelly Callan. I'm a member of this congregation. This is a pebble of joy. Yesterday, we celebrated the second annual Roswell Pride Parade. And again, it's new folks that have been attending UUMAN, including Jennifer Donlin. I don't see her here today. I'm sure she's just totally fried out from planning all of that. But many of you were at that, including Ash here. And I believe last year they thought that about 600 attended, and yesterday I think there were at least 1,000. So it's growing, 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 and we have so much to be proud of. Reverend Dave, I don't see Reverend Dave out there, but he gave one of the speaking spots and did a great job. So Michelle, I see you and Mike out there. UUMAN is well represented in this community. And like I always say, we're a little church doing big things. So here's to all of us.
Yes, hi, I'm Janet again. I wanted to share a moment of sorrow. I have a friend and co-worker who totally unexpectedly passed away. And I didn't find out about it until I happened to be going through my email. And so I just feel very, very sad. And this was a person, by the way, maybe I'm standing too close. This was a person, a woman from, she was Persian, and she was from Iran, and she had to, am I all right with the microphone here? She had to leave Iran at the end of because of the 1979 revolution, and she lost her job. She had to get out of there. It took a few years, and then she came over with, I think, one of her brothers and her son, who was a young boy at the time. And how many years have passed since then? 30, 40, something like that. You know, she's just developed a wonderful life here in the States, and she was a wonderful person, and I'm just very sad, and it just reminds me of how, as we get older, one of the things that goes on is that more and more people that you know pass away, and that's just kind of it is what it is, but just wanted to share that.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ben Tyndall. I'm a member of this congregation. I have a whole mess of joys. So I work for a company that does a lot of federal contracting, and so work has been really rough the last year and a half, but we're about to submit a proposal that I've been like co-leading and working on for the last 2 years, so I'm very excited about getting that done. And then the next day on Friday, we're heading out to Florida to visit some family down there. Amy's brother and sister live down there, but we're also celebrating a lot of stuff. So there's Father's Day, and then Amy's mom's birthday. Isaac, who was in here a little bit earlier, is turning 6, and he'll tell you he's 5 and 99/100ths right now. And then it's also Amy's parents' 50th anniversary, so just a whole bunch of joys. So very excited about that trip.
Hi, I'm Ash, a member of this congregation, they, them pronouns. And I have a pebble of sorrow, and I'm also going to do a pebble of joy. The pebble of sorrow is for the Brown family. Lexi Brown lost her dad, so however, the pebble of joy was we got to do a life celebration on Friday, and I think that was a really positive, good thing. So.
Hello, I'm Bree. A couple of different pebbles of joy that I want to let everybody know. I celebrated my birthday on Friday, and around my birthday every year, it gets very busy, and I always think it won't be, but alas, there's always a lot going on. So leading into my additional pebbles of joy and building on what Kelly was saying, on Wednesday, I'm helping to organize an interfaith prayer service to kick off special session this week. So will be very exciting. It will be hosted at Big Bethel AME at 9 a.m. this Wednesday. We are still searching for a Buddhist faith leader and a Muslim faith leader, if anybody has connections, but we have a lot of other different faiths, and I'm especially excited about a pagan faith leader. So in addition to, of course, Reverend Dave will be there speaking, and Reverend Taryn, who's the UU minister at UUCA. So very exciting things.
Okay, and here is one final pebble for all those joys and sorrows, still too tender to escape the folds of our hearts. Let us keep one another in our thoughts for the coming week.
I've come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum. So if you feel so inclined, please don your sunglasses and join me. We can kick ass together. What do you think of when I say anarchy? For me personally, I think of punk music, alternative hairstyles and clothing. I also picture chaos, violence. I wouldn't describe myself as an anarchist right now, but with such a strong mental picture coming to mind, I did get curious to know what it actually is. Could it be as scary as I imagine it to be? As radical? That's what we're going to explore together. We'll do that with the help of punk music and John Carpenter's 1988 film, They Live. If media has molded our impression of anarchy thus far, then I figure we can use media intentionally to to remold that impression on our own terms. That's why we have the sunglasses, right? We need to see the thing clearly, not how someone else may want us to see it. Woof. Speaking of sunglasses, my head is starting to hurt. I just have so many new ideas in my head, new neural pathways opening up. I'm going to take my sunglasses off for a bit to let these ideas cook. I invite you to do the same. Don't worry, we will have a chance to put our sunglasses on again later. And I'm going to grab my actual glasses so I can see y'all. It's better. So, why the heck are we playing Simon Says before a sermon at church? Well, why did you engage with it? It was optional, after all. Whatever the motivation was for you, it was enough to compel you to play a nonsensical game that told you to cover your eyes, ears, and mouth in service to some purpose yet to be known. For all you know, there was no purpose. Maybe it was just to make you look ridiculous. I've got a song lyric for you. Sunday morning brings the dawn in. It's just a restless feeling by my side. Early dawning Sunday morning. It's just the wasted years so close behind. Watch out, the world's behind you. This is from the Velvet Underground's 1967 song, Sunday Morning. It's a melancholic and kind of dreamy sounding song to me. And while I've heard that the song might be about waking up after a long night of partying and seeing people walking outside living their lives more mundanely than the singer, I get a different impression for my own life. It's that feeling I have followed routine all week, and the weekend rolls around sometimes, and I wonder what I did all week. And I wonder if my whole life will just be that on repeat. Stuck in a system that I did not ask for, one that leaves me empty and exploits the many for the comfort of the few. In case it wasn't obvious, we're talking about capitalism. Private ownership of the means of production, as the Encyclopedia Britannica defines it. A bunch of things come intertwined with this, patriarchy and white supremacy being just two of this rather questionable BOGO offer. To answer your unspoken question, though, no, I did not have you play Simon Says just for the heck of it. We're plugged into a system that makes it all too easy to follow routine, to obey, and above all, not to question things. And while we had some fun earlier, Simon Says is not such a fun game when the people setting the rules require us to play just to live. If you are willing and able, it's time to put those sunglasses back on. For an Old Kentucky Anarchist is a song from the early 2000s by the Orphans. The singer describes a conversation with an old woman at her cabin on a forgotten mountaintop. She speaks of family, of friends, of mutual care between people. According to the song, she lived in poverty, but the woman said she had all she needed between her old guitar and her stories, her memorized recipes, and a liking to wake up and greet the day. She doesn't mention the government until the end of the song, saying, "Hell, I never cared for any government. I got my Jesus when I feel the time is right." She lived her life caring for others and being cared for by others, making music and food. And having lived her life this way, in all its ups and downs, she was satisfied. Now, that isn't to say her life and the lives of her loved ones were untouched by oppressive systems. War, poverty, and abuse were all part of her tale, just as those things are, unfortunately, a part of ours. The common refrain I have heard from newcomers to our church is this: I'm looking for a community. I don't know about y'all, but that's why I show up here too. I came here to care for others and be cared for by others, to celebrate with others in times of joy and to grieve with others in times of sorrow, to create and play and learn and teach. I needed a respite from that elaborate Simon Says game outside these doors, to remind myself weekly that there is more to life than that, And it's okay to demand more and to ask questions. Perhaps it's even okay to cause some good trouble. Oof. Anyone else getting a headache from all this? I'm taking another break from these sunglasses while I let all this settle into my mind. Feel free to do the same if you would like. Ah, that's much better. Sometimes it's good to take a break. Kind of like in the movie They Live. In the movie, these sunglasses are considered dangerous technology. The sunglasses allow the resistance to see that planet Earth has been invaded by ghoulish aliens from outer space. But even when fighting space invaders, the resistance can't keep their sunglasses on all the time because it hurts them and it can mess with their brains. So they take breaks. But the technology is always with them, tucked into a convenient pocket or bag, so that they can don those sunglasses at a moment's notice. This is the anthem. You are in control of your thinking. You're responsible for your actions. You create the limitations. You know well the situation. That's from Palehead's song Anthem, coincidentally from the same year They Live came out, 1988. The ghouls in the movie recruit rich, influential humans to help them deplete the Earth's resources for their own gain, resulting in global warming on the planet. And guess what? They're wildly successful in this. Only the largely outnumbered resistance is aware of the invasion, aware of all the subliminal messages in every billboard advertisement, every printed publication, every TV program. Thank goodness the internet and social media wasn't a thing in the 80s. Can you imagine? The resistance tries getting the word out to people, but they're met with disbelief and vitriol. The ghouls and their allies, as you can probably guess, respond with violence. At one point in the movie, the protagonist wrestles a pair of sunglasses onto his friend because he needed him to be aware of the danger that they were facing. And yes, I do mean wrestle. They have a whole fight scene in the alley because the friend doesn't want to even be perceived as part of the resistance, as it would surely put a target on his back. It felt safer to obey and conform, to stay silent while the ghouls continue their invasion and destruction of planet Earth. This is the anthem. You are in control of your thinking. You are responsible for your actions. You create the limitations. You know well the situation. With those Palehead lyrics in mind, let's revisit that Simon Says game from earlier. All right, so you know the game now. You know it's optional. Let's try this again. I'm going to say Simon Says, and you get to do your own thing. Maybe you do the opposite of what I tell you, or you sit there in silence staring at me. Or maybe you start doing stretches in the aisle or some other random action. Whatever the heck you decide to do, please consider doing it with a friend or a friend-to-be. I'll count to 10 to give y'all time to decide with your neighbors how you are going to respond. And remember, you can be disruptive, whatever that looks like for you. This is a sermon on anarchy, after all. All right, y'all ready? I'm going to start counting, so start planning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Better be ready. Okay. Simon says, cover your eyes, but not with sunglasses. Simon says, stop covering your eyes. Simon says, cover your ears and say, la, 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 I can't hear you. Simon says, stop covering your ears and be silent. Simon says, cover your mouth. Simon says, stop covering your mouth. All right, yeah. Now that's more like it. With that, I think it's time to don those sunglasses one more time. There's a signal coming in from a hacker in the resistance, and I want to make sure we can hear him. All right. Right, the hacker says, the poor and the underclass are growing. Racial justice and human rights are non-existent. They have created a repressive society, and we are their unwitting accomplices. In the movie, the hacker goes on to say that the ghouls' intentions are to keep humanity lulled into a state of trance, and that so long as the ghouls aren't discovered, they are free to continue their invasion and destruction of the planet without any pushback from those irritable humans. The resistance manages to destroy the transmitter that the ghouls have been using to keep humanity lulled into that trance. Humanity wakes up and discovers the danger at hand. Finally, everyone sees it. The movie ends on a cliffhanger. We don't find out how the people of Earth respond to the revelation that the planet has been invaded and is under threat of imminent destruction. Who knows how long the ghouls have been there, molding the world around them for their own gain? What could resistance even look like in the face of such far-reaching oppression? In Practical Anarchism, a guide for daily life, Scott Branson writes, when it comes down to it, people tend to organize themselves quite well without domination and without hierarchy. It takes a certain amount of constant, everyday violence to maintain the power structures of the state, the market, and gendered, racialized, and sexual differences, which makes us feel dependent on answers coming from above. You'll notice I haven't defined anarchy for you. If you try looking it up yourself, you'll find, like I did, that anarchy has conflicting definitions. Kind of frustrating, right? It's something that can't quite be pinned down or put into a box. And I think that's the point. We define anarchy for ourselves. For me, it's disrupting the system we've non-consensually been plugged into. It's listening when we aren't supposed to. It's using our voice when we're expected to be silent. It's putting on our sunglasses to see the world around us. It's making art, making music, making our own meaning out of life. It's caring for others and letting others care for us. It's doing things for the sheer joy and fun of doing things. Not for profit, not for power. It's realizing that rules are nothing but paper and words. And yes, it's punk music too. That's what anarchy means to me. Now it's time for you to define it for yourself.
In an effort to fulfill and further the vision and mission of this congregation, we ask that our members and friends share of their time, treasure, and talents. With this, we will now take the offering. You may use the Give Now option in the Breeze app or web browser. And Alex will play for us. And now please rise as you are able and join us in singing number 1017, Building a New Way from the Softback Hymnal. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. And I believe Ash has someone to introduce the benediction. Oh, you want me to read it? If you don't. Okay, no, I don't mind. Okay, it's called People Will Always Need People by Benjamin Zappaniah, do you think? Okay, why not? All right. People need people to walk to talk to cry and rely on. People will always need people to love and to miss, to hug and to kiss. It's useful to have other people to whom you moan if you're all alone. It's so hard to share when no one is there. There's not much to do when there's no one but you. People will always need people to please, to tease, to put you at ease. People will always need people to make life appealing and to give life some meaning. It's useful to have other people. If you need a change, to whom will you turn? If you need a lesson, from whom will you learn? If you need to play, you'll know what I say. People will always need people. All right, one more verse. As girlfriends, as boyfriends, from Bombay to Ostend, people will always need people. To have friendly fights with and share tasty bites with. It's useful to have other people. People live in families, gangs, posses, and packs. It seems we need company before we relax. So stop making enemies and let's face the facts. People will always need people. Yes, people will always need people. That's a good one. Go in peace and enjoy your week.